guys, welcome back to Let's Play Grandia 2. Last time we almost made it. We almost got there. Well, that wasn't really last time, it was kind of the part before that, but regardless, we almost got to the cathedral that we were supposed to go to until a storm blew us off course. And I haven't really talked about that all that much, but yes, we were blown off course and thrown off this great contraption by the wind. It's not a very good device if the wind is beating it. Anyway, since last time, I have done all of the grinding that I said I was going to do. I ended up, well, let's go back in there. It's too loud out here. So yeah, as you can see, I did a shit ton of farming, but it really didn't take that long. It took me about 40 minutes or so, give or take a little bit. I wasn't really watching the timer, but I know it went up about 40 minutes, so we'll call it close enough. Now, the reason I did this is twofold. One, I want to get it to the point where all of my characters are at least somewhat useful and can all target multiple enemies. Two, we're going to get to that one. We needed money too, and as you can see, I've gained a bunch of money by doing that. I'm going to spend nearly all of that today. Anyway, first things first, let's use some of our special coins, even though we have a lot of them, but we're not going to use nearly as many of those as we are the magic coins. So we're going to get level 4 here, level 4 there, so everybody is now at level 4 for their cancel attacks. And then we're going to put 3 points into here, which leaves us with 3,600 left. What are we going to do with it? Well, we're going to get another book pretty soon, and I'll probably unload most of them into that. Second thing, let's start playing around with some of these eggs. We would like to max that. Snooze, Fiora, we're going to make use of both of them in the relatively near future. You could work on All Healer too if you wanted to, but I have another plan. This one in particular is pretty useful, so I'm going to put 3 points into that one, and I'm going to max out Snooze. I need something else. Level 3. I think I need to get to level 30 for this one. Basically, I want to get Zap All, which is the next one available to us. So let's go... those ones? There we go. So let's put at least 3 points in it for now, and if I have more, I will. Now, if you take a look at the level of the eggs that I have, Mist Egg is level 17, 35, and 33. And once we max that out, it'll be 35 as well. Pretty much, these two eggs have gotten the spells that I need them to get at this point in the game. I do want an all-targeting spell. This one attacks all enemies. It's not really that much more powerful than Zap, so for the most part, I'll be using Zap, but there are a few instances, you know, with there's like 6 enemies and I can't hit them all, that I would like to use this. It's especially good if you get ambushed and you decide not to run away. But I've kind of left the Mist Egg alone. And there's a specific reason for that. Howl Slash is literally the best thing this gets until like the last few spells available on this egg. I will be working on it next, but for now it's just not really important enough. And Rowan's pretty effective with pretty much anything he does, so Howl Slash is more than enough. I'll put some points into Howl eventually as well. But let's go to the Book of Wizards. This one ups our magic or our intelligence stat. Let's max that. And that. So we got 2,000 left. Now, ooh, what am I going to do? I think I'm going to go for Zap All. I would like to max that right out. There we go. Okay, so the next thing I will be working on as far as magic points, other than the Wind Egg, will be these 2 chants. Those 2 were the most important. Just trust me on that one. They really are the most important. So we're going to put that one and that one on you. Now her magic just went up to 180. His is 127. And his is 109. She actually needs the intelligence boost just to keep up, which is rather sad considering she doesn't do very many other things very well. But she gets some really useful, powerful abilities to make up for it. So anyway, not to mention we're going to put all that on her. She is going to become a powerhouse at this point. Now that I've wasted all of your time going over putting skill points in, let's go to the store. And at the store, let's see here, we've got... right, I do have an actual buying list for this because you don't necessarily want everything here. Now, the Swordfish Sword is better than what we have. I'm not going to buy it. It's not that much better, and the fire element is still useful. We already got one of those. This will be useful upcoming. I don't need to tell you who gets that. The flint knife, actually pretty good for you, even though we just got the ice pick for him. The ice pick was 44 and it's ice elemental. There's not very many enemies weak to ice right now. Most of them resist it if they do anything to it. And we want to do the hammer axe as well. Armor, Pixie's robe, sleep and confusion resist. For you. And for you. There we go. And swordfish armor. I do want one of these, I believe. I think I want one. I'm going to double check that because I'm not 100% sure if I want that one. Feathered hats. They're better than what we have, but they're not that great, really. Might as well get a couple of them, though. You could pick up another one for Millennia if you want to, but I wouldn't worry about that. She'll eventually get a Pixie's robe. I'm not sure if I want to give them to her right now, mainly because I'm going to be short on money for it. We don't need any of that junk there. Nor do we need any of this stuff here. This awakens some sleeping characters. Usually you don't have to worry about too many people being asleep. Plus I just have protection for 3 of my 4 characters, so I'm not too worried about that. The Lumiere flower. We can actually buy these, and if you'll notice, I already have a whole bunch of them. That's because the Yetis, or the Bigfoot, or whatever they're called, that I was fighting to grind, they dropped them as well, so I picked them up from them. And I meant to talk about this in the previous episode, but I forgot. But yeah, we picked up one of these as well. It's a blueberry, restores SP. So we finally have ways of restoring things. So I would buy about 15 or 16 of those, 15, 20, something like that. They're useful, but they're not as useful as the Lumiere flowers because early on in the game we're going to spend a lot more MP than we do SP because we don't have SP attacking skills that hit multiple enemies until just recently. You could pick up some Moge bombs as well if you wanted to. They are somewhat useful, so I'm going to grab a 5-pack there. I don't know why they don't just give you the 6th one free, but anyway. You can find a few of these in the game. Sleeping effect and it might break. I think there's also a healing effect or an MP healing effect and it might break. I've pretty much never used them, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. Let's take a quick look at armor. We did get the Ancient Curious last time, so someone is going to be equipped with that for sure. And I think I'm going to buy... You know what? I don't even think it's worth it. We're just going to leave with the shell armor just so we don't have to spend any more money. We haven't really spent a lot of money on you anyway, but that will change probably around the time we get to the next town there. Alright, I think that looks pretty good. We're all protected against a bunch of stuff. This guy does have some advanced tutorials now. Most of them are kind of pointless. They talk about things that I talked about way before we had access to them. Treasure icons, using things like counter, defend, and evade, which I went over very early on in the game. There's almost no point to using evade, really, once you get beyond, one-on-one fights. Defend, I use it rarely, and it is useful. Counter is something you do if you time things right, so doing more damage is good. And, of course, it just tells you how to equip skills, which we've already gone over. So there's no need to go over the rest of them. I think 2 of them have battle tutorials, but it doesn't really matter. It doesn't help us all that much. He just sleeps and never opens his eyes, huh? Even if I say no, you'll just meddle your way over there, won't you? He's sleeping in the town hall. Look exhausted and pale. Awful nightmares, huh? No solace from the tragedy. Okay, so let's talk to a bunch of the other people in this town. Fairy tale stuff, do you find it strange? How can you be certain someone is putting a curse on? Laying curses here, you lack proof, yet you damn those around you. Ira asked me the same thing. Sandra's daughter. And that, if you remember in the last episode, we talked to the guy at the inn there, and they said the same thing. Something about Sandra's daughter, or Sandra being a witch, or something like that. There aren't too many people in this town, so well, most of them are sleeping, obviously. But let's talk to some of these people, get a little better idea of what's going on. Yeah. Okay, good. We already saw that one. Just another cute kid. Not particularly noteworthy. Okay, so we'll obviously do that. Did I talk to you already? Okay, I don't... Okay. Was it? It's Curse we're dealing with. Maybe this was the other guy I talked to already. Day of Darkness and Legends. It must be something like this. Yeah, they haven't really talked about this too much. I believe Elena's brought it up once or twice, but they will bring it up more. Afraid this is the end, huh? No wonder you're all in trouble. Nothing you can do to treat it. Must remain calm. If you panic, the panic will spread, which seems to be something that's already happened. How awful that a child must be stuck inside her home. Speaking of children, none of the kids are allowed outside because everyone's afraid they'll get sick, but it's the kids who don't seem to have the problem. Exactly. Devoid of companionship. Okay, she talks about flowers. We found her in a garden of flowers. Makes sense. Huh. Okay, so let's start going in the houses here. Can't go outside. Better for you to remain indoors if you're still recovering. But yeah, as you can tell, it's only the adults who seem to have the problem with Ira and Sandra. Not the children. Oh, there is somebody else in here. No, we're here to go do some other stuff. And she mentions here that the one who will probably deal with this is the High Priestess, which we haven't heard about yet. Church will handle it, I'm sure. Like to meddle and everything anyway. Yeah, well, Ryudo, still an ass, but you're still hilarious. Sure, of course they will. I at least hope there's some kind of path between here and there. Otherwise, we're going to have trouble getting to where we're going, which is, of course, there. Have I talked to you yet? Well, looks like all the parents, Sandra included, are very much in the same boat here. Okay, let's go in this place. This is the town hall. And as you can see, there's a few people in here sleeping. There's only 3 people in here. Eventually, there will actually be more. We will see a few more in here. Oh. Yeah. They already know about muscles atrophying in this timeline. Cool! This game is full of anachronism. So much so. Usually coming out of, you know, bits of things that Ryudo says. But that's fine. Like, if it was trying to be, you know, historically accurate or something like that, I would have a problem with it, yes, but with what we actually have here, oh, there's the village chief's house, I have no real problem with it. I think kind of how they balance out the comedy works really well in this case. I already talked to all you guys. I forgot about that. We actually talked to all those guys at the end of the last episode there. Let's go in house number 1. I think I've already been in house number 3. There we go. String of crop failures. Seems to be the trend everywhere else too. Make sure you keep that in the back of your head. What about you? So the kids seem to like everyone just fine. So I guess she is female, the person we spoke with at the hotel, because that's Irina. I couldn't tell if the character was male or female due to the appearance. So there we go. We got I guess some evidence for it now. So I believe, yeah, I think there's only the 2 houses because we have the chief's house as well. One more house. What do you have to say? We didn't actually want to come here, much less hear you hack up along. What a dick. Okay then. Much worse since the curse started. Fear weakens the spirit, thus the body follows. Everything is poetry to you, isn't it? I definitely like Merrick's character. He's a lot of fun. Alright, so we already went you and you and you. So let's go this way. And she still gets the, you know, the real weird music there. But yeah, look who it is. Hi again, miss. When you said, don't eat me for, what did you mean? I just meant what I said. I know you were okay, miss, but... Excuse the interruption. Yeah, you know what she's implying here, don't you? Yeah, what was the garden? Safe place for people when they're sad. It's not like everyone else. It's not like every place else. All hurting. I just want everyone to be happy. Sounds like a good idea, but also sounds kind of, oh, what's the term? Hippie-ish, for lack of a better phrase. And I don't blame everyone for not really trusting Sandra. She looks like a crazy old cat lady. Actually reminds me of the crazy cat lady from Simpsons in a way. Get away from her. We just got here. We're not trying to do anything. And I'm surprised, since she seems to be afraid of being eaten by Elena, quote unquote, and now she's protecting her, which kind of seems odd. Yeah, if some random travelers in today's day and age started talking to a little child, I would be scared for the child too. Merrick, I can understand being someone you would be afraid of. And the thing is, you know, her initial portrait there for Sandra looked crazy. She looked angry, she looked upset, disheveled, her hair was everywhere, had evil-looking eyes. But now, she seems just kind of worn down in her portrait. And her character's starting to reveal that too. And she's more than willing to let strangers come inside. So yeah, like I don't have any real problem with the way they've done up the character. Though I find it strange that the people of the village would have not liked her. There's a save point over here, by the way. And notice that there are barrels here. And a very obvious cave opening. We'll be dealing with that shortly. Well, not super shortly, but... yeah, I wasted a lot of time today, so let's go a little longer. Let's get some more storyline in today. Yeah. So, that's what kids do. Children's story, a fairy tale. In the tale, there's a garden. I think we know where we're going with this one. Okay. Yeah, every time she scolds Ira, she starts to look crazy and angry, far more than she probably should. Medal? Oh, right, the memento of his mother. How did you know that? If she said that, I would be very tempted to not show her anything. That seems like she knows way more than she should. And some of the time I don't blame them. Other times I do blame them. Ah, so she is a devout religious nut just like everybody else in this world. Sorry if I offended everybody. Hello. Well, it's a damn miracle that your prayers actually worked. I wonder if the villagers think you're a witch. Ryudo, sorry, but you're awesome. No doubt. Looked for medicinal herbs, prayed for sights, and the others called my mixtures witches' brews and my prayers summonings. Sounds like something that people would do, especially, you know, around, well, I guess, what timeline is this probably supposed to be around? Toward the dark ages of our own timeline? Somewhere around there, maybe? I would think. Maybe not. I don't know. There's multiple different dark ages. Anyway, finally healed by the prayer, blessed with the little happiness. They blame me for the... Yeah, of course they do. Yeah. We kind of established that. Nothing we can do. We're not experts here. Come on, there's still a lot of ground to cover before we reach the cathedral. Probably why it's taken them so long to get here. Let's head back to the inn. Yeah, I'm not sure why she wanted to. Maybe just there was a picture of her mother or his mother in the pendant or the medal there. I'm assuming it's like a little flip pendant locket thing. At least that's my assumption. Hmm? What's wrong? Oh? She seems to be almost psychic. How would you know that? Anyway, let's run away from the fire since the no matter how much I turn down that part of the audio, it's still way too loud. Yeah, she looks super crazy now. Yeah, that's... wow. I don't see anybody. Very, very scary people. Yeah, it doesn't. Anyway, that's pretty much all the time for today. Next time, we'll figure out which scary people are coming to assail us. And then, one other thing before we go. Yeah, down to 5,000 gold. I forgot to kind of clarify that. And I decided not to buy the extra armor, which would have dropped me down to like 3,000. So that's why we had to do all the money farming that we did. And make sure that you pick up a decent amount of flowers. I would say maybe 20 Lumiere flowers and 10 to 15 of the blueberries is all you really need. If you have more, you can be super liberal with them. But we will get upgrades to these later. So if we get upgrades to them, then I wouldn't buy too many of these ones, since later on the other ones will be better, specifically in battle. So I've seen people try and just max out 99 of both of these. It's not worth it. You're never going to go through them. I watched one LPer do that, and then I think he was in the final dungeon. He was still getting through all of them. And I don't think he ever got through all the blueberries, because he was using mostly the Lumiere flowers. Anyway, enough rambling. It's all for this one, and I'll see you guys next time.